What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quarter, and I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. This is a more dark story, a little bit. It's a 1984 was supposed to be fiction type story, with Google now expanding its pre-bunking and they actually use the term inoculating citizens against information that they don't want you to see. There have been many search engines over the years that have tried to rival Google. The most recent that got anywhere near anything was DuckDuckGo. However, their owner turned out to have some huge SJW anti-free speech thing going on. So I'm not sure what's out there. Actually, let me know in the comment section down below what are some great alternatives to Google. Because I think this is obviously extremely concerning. This video, of course, brought to you by Coffee Brand Coffee. Promo code SWEET. You'll save 10%. Head on over to the website. Try our light roast. Our top sellers, of course, are our dark roast and our light roasts. But then blueberry cobbler, hazelnut churro, French toast, our cold brew bags, double caffeinated cake cups, all sorts of stuff for you. With a dozen organic green teas. People asked, can you label the caffeine? So I went through and labeled it. High caffeine, so the oolong you get. So now you can pick how much caffeine you want. Or you can pick the raspberry rose petal, which has 0 caffeine. Or our real cacao cocos. It supports the channel directly. Promo code SWEET. Give us a try today. Google hopes to inoculate internet users against misinformation with expanded pre-bunking campaign. Now, we all know through the Twitter files and things of that nature what big tech sees as information that we're supposed to see, the plebs. It's very different. I'm of the mind that people should be able to see and say whatever they want, and you should be able to educate yourself. I'm even very reasonable about things. For example, on YouTube, there's content that is like blatantly harmful, where it's like, hey, rub this chemical on your face and it'll cure this disease or something like that. I'm actually fine with that existing as long as there's, having the content below it, or using the algorithm, instead of using the algorithm to like suppress political speech that you don't like, use it to recommend other videos from like actual medical professionals debunking that. Wouldn't that be awesome? But now Google is expanding their campaign against misinformation. They've been testing it all over the world, from Germany this week, later India, of course, United States will be on. This was first reported by the Associated Press. The strategy known as pre-bunking or attitudinal inoculation aims to train people on how to recognize false information or manipulated facts on the internet before they even encounter them. That's awfully interesting. Maybe Google should be worrying about figuring out AI, as that went disastrously bad for them, or AI-generated video content that impersonates people. There's all sorts of big problems with that kind of stuff. In short videos, posts and photos across platforms like YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook in standard advertising slots, Google will now continue to make its pre-bunking a go-to method for dispelling disinformation. Now, herein lies the problem, right? Misinformation means one thing in the dictionary, which Webster's dictionary, the dictionary can barely even be trusted these days. But the problem is that term got politicized. And so what one person's misinformation is not the same as the others. We saw this again with the Twitter files, where Harvard-educated doctors and other doctors were getting booted off the platform for spreading misinformation simply because they, as doctors trained in that space, disagreed with the message. Ooh, I haven't done this in a while. The message. So, I mean, so again, once that started happening, I started to kind of lose faith in this. Well, we really care about you. We really care about you getting the right information. I mean, you have, a situation here with Google. working with Gizmodo and other things. So a massive study published in August of 2022 demonstrated the potential value of pre-bunking among a group of nearly 30,000 participants. After viewing pre-bunking videos that highlighted well-known disinformation tactics like emotional appeals, false dichotomies, ad hominem attacks, the researchers found that people were, well, now wait for it, 5% better on average at identifying these tricks when shown a variety of social media posts. Wow, whole 5%. Wow, the world is saved. Well, let me take a drink of delicious coffee brand coffee. That's 100% pure Colombian. That study was conducted by researchers from Cambridge and Bristol universities, as well as partners from Google, Alphabet-owned YouTube, and Google's internet threat research arm, Jigsaw. Wow, that's an interesting name. Google has also run smaller tests of its own US audiences focused on the COOF. Beginning a few months ago, the company began to employ the pre-bunk strategy on a wider scale, testing the method beyond closed research studies and in the real world. In fall of 2022, the company started up tests in Poland, the Czech Republic, and Slovakia, focused largely on combating widely perpetuated xenophobic false claims about refugees. Ask anybody living in like downtown London how that mass immigration is working out for them. In fall, so they're using it pre-bunking as a methodology to inoculate people against misinformation. The way I interpret that as a plebe, as just a normal, regular Midwestern country bumpkin, is that they're setting up a system in which they will be able to discredit narratives that they don't like. Now, some of those may be legitimate misinformation, but other things certainly seem like they may be politically motivated. Based on Eastern Europe pilot, Google has determined its pre-bunk methods are successful enough to warrant growing the campaign across new borders. Learnings from this campaign include efforts to simplify critical messages and iteration on a survey question to effectively measure knowledge gain will inform our future experiments as we seek better to understand the effectiveness of pre-bunking in the wild, wrote Beth Goldberg, Jigsaw head of research, in the blog. That was some weird alliteration. In Germany, the Associated Press said that tech giant campaigns will incorporate both still images and video highlights how easy it is to share misinformation. So if they're the ones teaching you how to identify it, then wouldn't they also be the ones most best equipped to then dupe you by it? Google has yet to specify any of the details of its forthcoming projects in India that will go beyond its launch later this year. The company has struggled with misinformation in its search results and, of course, on YouTube. Counter to other methods of combating disinformation spread, like increased content moderation, post-by-post fact checks, or addressing the underlying algorithms. How about you just let people say what they want to say? How about you just let people do what they want to do? I think I think I might have a little rant for this. I was thinking about what I was going to do for today's members only video. I think I'm going to do a little rant on that because it's a little ridiculous. And I don't have to worry about monetization there. The misinformation, by the way, also, how often does, misinformation turn into scientific fact? Look at how all the changing science has been around masks. How many people were banned for having certain opinions about them that turned out to be true? Now, their opinions turned out to be true, but of course they were never unbanned, at least until Elon Musk purchased the platform. This is coming from the very people that banned a sitting president, for crying out loud. Strategy does have its downsides. Yeah, I'll say. For one, cultural differences and ensuring cultural relevancy could be super critical in creating impactful pre-bunk content. Overall, Google's Jigsaw found that Eastern European campaign was effective. Its biggest impact, 5%? Is that what we're doing here? All that for 5%? Part of me thinks all this is driven by the ESG and all these weird acronym companies that seemingly have all sorts of control over these super huge mega corporations. Beyond the single test, it's also widely accepted that viewing a single pre-bunk video doesn't lead to lasting shifts in attitudes or awareness. People need repeated inoculations or booster videos to help keep their skepticism and keep up their skepticism and media literacy. I suppose they won't be talking about any manipulative things that the mainstream media does. I just have like this like weird feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like I have this weird feeling that they're not going to be using any examples from CNN or MSNBC or Fox News. It's absolutely insane. This is why, and by the way, this is on YouTube too. So like, this is what I'm talking about with like, expanding to other platforms. You might be watching me on them. I'm on Rumble. I'm on BitChute. I'm on Odyssey. Any new emerging video platform that has even a smallest audience, I'm taking the extra time to make sure my videos are available there because I know at some point it will be the only home I have. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll consider joining as a member. Remember, you get like a free super chat. You get access to my members only videos. By the way, if you're a member on Subscribestar or Locals, you also get them. I upload them there. And obviously you can tell I'm pushing for this because well, YouTube ad rev is all over the place, but I want to be able to cover, like earlier today, I covered a video about that, the creepo with the island, and I felt a little less bad about it because so many people are joining as members. So hopefully we hit our big finish goal today, and we'll talk to you again real soon.